Well, hello there. It's Andy, your lonely libertarian citizen of California. I was watching some of the videos that George for Title, put up on his Inflation US thing this weekend. I didn't hear about him in the media, in the news, and hear on the radio about these big protests that happened out there in Riverside County, I think it was. That's where he's from. But amazing videos. And we've had neo-Nazis for a long time, and every so often they rear their ugly heads, and it's like the snake that comes out of the hole every so often. But I've never seen just the police response to these kind of things as we had this weekend. Two, I've never seen how vocal it can get when you have a group of people who have a subgroup of people who are, well, let's just say they're trespassers. They cross the border illegally, and they don't deserve to be here, but they are given the ability to protest, even if it's the neo-Nazis. But they feel like they have some right to protest the fact that they have actually violated the law in coming here. So I find this interesting. I don't know what other parts of the country you could have, or with what other crimes you could commit that you could protest the fact that you're committing a crime. That there people would, have called you out for committing a crime, and that you could actually protest and not be arrested for the crime that you've committed. So I find that kind of interesting. It's, I want to see the legal arguments for that one. But it was interesting in the fact that one, the police response was overwhelming. Two, you saw just how vitriolic this populace that lives amongst us is. They don't care to live in America. What they want to do is set up their own country within America. And at some point they're going to try to do that. They hold allegiance to Mexico, and that's not right, because when you come here as a legal immigrant and you apply for citizenship, you're supposed to be allegiant to our country, not allegiant to your motherland. You're supposed to give up your allegiance to your motherland. Well, they don't want to do that. So that's one other part of the illegality of their being here. And then we have the issue of that they compete for resources. When they come here, they compete for food resources. They compete for apartment, housing resources. They compete for medical resources. And that's a big issue. And we have to decide whether we want to keep on providing those resources. Back a few years back, there was a proposition that was going to make it illegal to receive those resources if you were an illegal alien, and it was passed, but somehow found to be unconstitutional by the Ninth Circuit Court. So, maybe we need to somehow come up with another proposition that can get around whatever the unconstitutionality of the last one was. But this is something, if we're going to return this country to a law-abiding country, if we're going to be decent people, we have to have people here that respect our laws. And if you don't respect the laws, and you're not willing to respect the laws, then you should leave the country. Obviously these people are not going to do it voluntarily, but they should be made to leave the country. Now I understand, everybody needs to work, everybody needs to make a living. Some of these people were just trying to get here so they could, bring themselves up economically. They didn't intend to, break a law. They didn't know they were breaking a law when they came here, because they weren't from here, so they didn't know what our laws are. But they need to be educated that they are breaking the law, that they have broken the law. So I'm hoping that more and more Americans, real Americans who are the heirs of this country, heirs in the fact that their patronage, their ancestors, fought and died for this country and making it what it is today. I hope that they do think more about this. I think we should be decent. We should tell them that they have a certain amount of time to leave, but they do need to be made to leave. It's time that we really should get together, decent people, and say, hey, respect our laws, respect our rights. If you want to come here, do it the right way. If we want to make it easier for them to come here and do it legally, then maybe we should. But if the law is the law now, you need to respect it and you need to leave. Hopefully, more people will get that message. Don't think it's really going to happen within Southern California, but in the middle of the country, the other parts of the country, that's still where there is decent people who are in control of the local governments. Hopefully, they'll start to press that message, and we can turn the tide on this wave of illegality crossing our border. So, anyways, that's my thought for today, and I'll leave it at that. And I don't have anything to show you, so I will just, here's what I bought this weekend. I bought a new pocket knife, and someone told me that this one might be too long, but they sold it to me, so there you go. This is what I carry with me at all times. I always have a pocket knife. The last one broke, but one for protection. You never know, and 2, living in Southern California, you never know, and 3, because they're very useful. I think every man, when I was a boy, we always had a pocket knife. That was part of my Boy Scout uniform. I always had a pocket knife, and I always keep one in my pocket, just because they're very useful. So anyways, that's my pocket knife, and I'll put it away so I don't cut myself. And there you go.